No, we don't. Now, some of them, like Miss Johnson, we do because she'd been appointed, so they gave it to us on that day. But however, Ms. Young, Mr. Baker, I'm assuming we need that. We just ask her if she wants to say.
Yeah, I'll get whoever's a police attorney out of it. Everyone else, I'll get it.
I'm not saying you have to send her email now. I'm just saying I'm gonna try to. We got a lot of people here, there. I'm just trying to see if we can expedite this a little bit.
Good morning. This is courtroom 304, Clayton County, Georgia, State Court, Judge Tammy Long Hayward, and this is our jail and arraignment calendar today. First, I'll call the arraignment calendar and see if we can get those moved in, and then I'll call the jail calendar. Excuse me. All right, the first name on the April 14, 2026, 10 a.m. jail arraignment calendar, sorry, is Crystal Lachelle Arnold.
I'm present.
Okay. Ms. Arnold, you're charged with disorderly conduct. Did you have an attorney to represent you, or did you wish to represent yourself, or do you need the court to appoint an attorney to you?
To appoint one to me, please.
All right, so we have attorneys in the courtroom. What I'm going to ask you to do you know how to use the chat function?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what you're going to do is chat your first and last name, your email address, and your phone number to the state courtroom. Just chat. So choose new chat and go to state courtroom 304, and that'll go directly to the attorneys in the courtroom, and they will either call you or we will put you in a breakout room with them.
Okay.
All right. All right. And so until they get in touch with you, just go ahead and mute. Okay, you've already done that. Thank you. Dante Fernando Baker.
Judge, Mr. Baker is present in the courtroom. I believe we're likely to work out one of these cases. I'm going to request a conference with the state after I get done speaking to Mr. Baker. So conference, Judge.
Okay. All right, the next case, next person on the calendar is Shadrick Nikki Davis. Shadrick Nikki Davis.
Well, I don't know if he's in the courtroom or if you see any movement in the courtroom, but the state will request a bench warrant fine forfeiture.
Appears to be on the Zoom calendar.
He's on the Zoom. He's just not responding. Davis, Shadrick Davis.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get off mute. I'm here.
All right. Can you turn your camera on for me?
Yes, I'm trying to see how will I do that.
Okay, I sent you a prompt. That might help. Okay, there you are.
Okay.
All right. So you're before the court for theft by shoplifting. I do not see an attorney appointed or hired. Did you wish to have an attorney appointed to you, or do you have one, or are you representing yourself?
I can get one appointed.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, do you know how to use the chat function?
I'm trying. I just got to see where I know how to use it, but it's not popping up. It usually be at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, it's usually at the bottom. Let's see.
I see it. I see
okay.
it.
So what I need you to do is choose new chat. Then you're going to send your first and last name, your phone number, and your email address to the state court courtroom. I'm sorry, 304. State court courtroom 304.
Okay, I see that. You said my name, number, and email.
Yes, ma'am. And then they're either going to call you and speak with you, or they're going to ask me to put you in a breakout room, okay?
Okay.
All right. All righty. You can go ahead and mute until we come back to your case, okay?
Okay.
Next is Bernicia Flora Jackson. Bernicia Flora Jackson. So I'm looking on the screen. If anybody sees this person, let me know. Bernicia Flora Jackson. Okay, I do not see them on the screen.
They request a bench warrant.
Bench warrant bond forfeiture will be granted. All right. Next is Deanasia Johnson. Deanasia Johnson.
Judge, that's my client. I did have her scheduled for a plea.
Yes.
We will be entering that momentarily. I'm gonna just have to make sure I relay to her what the offer is, but we will be ready to enter that plea shortly.
All right, thank you. Ms. Johnson, go ahead and mute until you're ready to take the plea. McCreary,
Okay.
Raymond McCreary.
Your Honor, the state was actually already speaking with him. He's on the Zoom right now, but he should be sending me over the proof that that's necessary right now. And as soon as he sends me the proof, then the state would move to no profit. But we can update the court once that's done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Riley Nordic. Riley Nordic. See them on the.
Hi.
Hi, Ms. Nordic, you're before the court for speeding, driving on a suspended or revoked license and no license. Did you wish to have an attorney? Have you hired an attorney, or are you representing yourself?
I'm representing myself. We spoke last time and I needed to present my failure to appear and have my license valid, and she's now valid, and I have my failure to appear release form.
Okay, so did you want to speak with the state so they can verify all of that information?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
All right, so Miss Adams, Miss Riley, I'm sorry, Miss Nordic is going to speak with you. I do recall that she was here before and she did do what she was asked to do. So if you can verify that, then I'll put her in a conference with you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Miss Nordic. We'll come back to you as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't think that broom or whatever was moving by itself.
No, it was something moving it, a little creature.
All right, Trellis Javar Porter. Trellis Javar Porter. Trellis Javar Porter. If they're not in the courtroom, I don't see them on the screen or anybody who could be that name. So if they're not in the courtroom, what's the state's pleasure?
They request a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Bench warrant bond forfeiture for Porter will be granted. All right, next is Clarence Reese. Yes, Mr. Reese is on.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Reese. So, Mr. Reese, you're before the court for speeding 35 plus miles an hour, reckless driving, erratic lane change, too fast for conditions, racing on the highway, and stopping on the roadway. Do you have an attorney representing you? Did you wish to court to appoint one, or are you going to represent yourself?
I wish the court to appoint one, please.
All right, Mr. Reese, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Do you know how to use the chat function?
A little bit.
Okay, so if you
I
go
can
to
see
the
chat at the bottom. I'm sorry.
okay, go to the chat function, click on that. When
Mhm.
you when it opens up, go to the top and you'll see new chat. Click
Okay.
on new chat and a pull down menu will come down. When you go to new chat, you're looking for state court courtroom 304. When you click on that, put your first and last name, your phone number, and your email address.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, Ariel Alyssa Taylor. Ariel Alyssa Taylor.
I request a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Okay, I'm looking on the screen. I don't see a Taylor or an Ariel or any unknown entity. Bench warrant bond forfeiture for Ariel Alyssa Taylor. Next is Cheyenne Page Weiler or Willer, Wiler, Cheyenne Page Weiler or Willer.
They request a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Bench warrant bond forfeiture will be granted. Next is Casey Caprice Wilson. Casey Caprice Wilson. Casey Caprice Wilson.
I see
So
a Casey Wilson on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to figure out how to unmute it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hello.
there you are, Ms. Wilson. All right. So, Ms. Wilson, I have that Ms. Tortorello has you scheduled for a plea today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Ms. Tortorello, Ms. Wilson is present. So, Ms. Wilson, just mute until Ms. Tortorello is ready to take your plea. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And Janice Shante Young. Janice Shante Young.
Judge, she is present in the courtroom. Mr. Holton Dennis is appointed on the first case listed on the calendar. I thought you might appoint us to the second case just for expediency.
I will.
And I would request a conference with the state. I think we're going to work toward getting this resolved today if we can.
All right. Will do. All right, so this is what I have. Arnold is appointed. Arnold's here by video, and they're requesting a conference. Baker has 2 cases in the courtroom conference. Davis is an appointment by video conference. Jackson, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Johnson is going to be verified, I guess, the information from the, no, wait, Johnson's
going to be a plea, Judge.
Oh, Johnson's a plea. That's right.
Yes.
McCrary is a conference. Nordic conference. Both of those are with the state. Yeah. And you'll have an announcement in a minute, Miss Adams. I know. Porter is a bench warrant bond forfeiture. Reese is here by video. It's an appointment, and it's a conference. Taylor, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Willer, Wiler, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Wilson is going to be a plea here by video, and Young is an appointment for 1 case in the courtroom, 2 cases, and it's a conference. All right, so I'll let you all conference, and I'll take any announcements, and then we'll, once we have made substantial progress on the arraignment calendar, we'll move to the other calendar, the jail calendar.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. I actually do have an announcement on the McCrary case when the court will allow.
I am ready.
The state will move to no across that case. We have received the required documentation. So,
all right. So McCrary, that case will be no pros. You're free to go at this time. Just please keep your documents in good order, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, I have an announcement in regards to Miss Johnson, Dejanesa Johnson.
Yes, Mr. Lynch?
Judge, we are ready to go forward with a negotiated plea on count 2. Count 1 would be null pros pursuant to that agreement with the state, is my understanding.
All right, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand for me. Are you driving, Ms. Johnson? Ms. Johnson, are you driving? Is somebody else driving?
Somebody else is driving. I'm on my way to work.
Okay. You solemnly swear or affirm
Uber.
any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Ms. Johnson, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on 2023 CR 02935, State of Georgia versus Dejanesa Johnson for marijuana 1 ounce or less, count 1, and obstruction of an officer, count 2. Count 1 will be null pros. Count 2, did you say a nolo, Mr. Lynch?
Yes, Judge, that's what I said.
Count 2, you're entering a plea of nolo. By doing so, ma'am, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, and not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And Ms. Johnson, if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's your basis recommendation, please.
Honor, on June 23rd, 2022, at approximately 2:20 a.m., officers responded to 3203 Dana Drive in College Park, Georgia, and that's located in Clayton County, in reference to a disturbance. When officers arrived on scene, the officers made contact with the defendant, and she appeared inebriated. Her eyes were bloodshot red, and she had a loud odor of marijuana coming from her breath and about her person. The officer requested the defendant's ID card, and at that time, the officer followed the defendant inside of her bedroom to obtain her ID card. That's when the officer observed a green leafy substance on top of her dresser. The defendant admitted that the marijuana belonged to her, and the officer made the decision to place the defendant under arrest and instructed her to place her hands behind her back. She refused to do so and kept turning around, pulling her arms away from officers as she screamed, "This is my house." At that time, officers were finally able to successfully handcuff the defendant.
Recommendation?
As to count 2, the state is recommending a $300 fine. Count 1 will be null prost.
All right, Ms. Johnson, The fine will be $200 with the surcharges. That's $298 for count two. Count one will be no cost. Do you need 30 days to pay the fines and fees? Because I generally give 30 days if you're not at the courthouse, but if you need 60 days, I can give you that in order to pay the fines and fees.
And Judge, I'm sorry, I said 300. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, 300. That would be $444 with the surcharges.
Judge, I think Ms. Johnson in our conversation, she indicated she would like the 60 days just to make sure she's able to pay the whole thing
No,
in that amount of time. But
no problem. Do you have, because she's riding, do you have Ms. Johnson's email that you can send to the clerk's office, or does she need to try and chat it?
I would say that if she can chat it, that would be good. If not,
Okay, Ms. Johnson, you know how to use the chat function?
Where do I use it at? The bottom?
Yes, ma'am. It should be on the bottom, but I'm not sure because everybody has a different device.
Yeah, let me see. I think I can use the bottom of it. Yeah, I can use the bottom of it.
Okay, so when you click on chat, you're going to go to new chat, all right? And you're looking for Deputy Clerk Izzy, Izzy. So you're going to go to Deputy Clerk Izzy.
Okay. Yes,
all
ma'am.
right. And you're going to send her your email address. First and last name and email address.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And once you do that, you'll be free to go, but you got to make sure that you hit send before you log off. So first and last name and your email address, and the clerk's office is going to send you your information by email. You'll have 60 days in which to pay. Please do not miss the deadline to pay, because then it might roll over to what is called a suspended sentence calendar, and you could get an arrest warrant for not paying. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And how much is it again?
It's going to be, it's $300, and I think it'll be $444 with all of the surcharges charged by the state.
Okay, yes, ma'am. 60 days. I have it. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So once you send that email, you're free to go. Okay, and be safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Did we have another case or any other announcements? All right, I'll be back when we have announcements. Oh, wait, was that?
Not yet, but I was wondering if you could place me and Miss Nordic in a
Sure. Miss Nordic, I'm gonna put you and Miss Adams in a breakout room, and then if you have all your documents, go ahead and get those so she can verify whatever she needs to. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So yes.
I was just gonna ask, is there any way I can expedite the calendar as well?
Oh, I don't know that we have any announcements yet. So a lot of it was conferences and appointments on the arraignment calendar, and we haven't started the jail calendar. I sure appreciate that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put Miss Adams in the breakout room with Miss Nordic and her attorney.
No, I have a question on if I can.
1 second, sir. All right, so the invitation for the breakout room should have gone to Miss Nordic and Miss Adams. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm sorry. You asked me to send my information to the state in the chat.
Yes, state court clerk, courtroom.
So I sent it to the state courtroom, but then I received messages from Miss Jada Harris. Is that supposed to be correct?
Yes, that's the paralegal who's working with the defense attorneys.
Okay, I was just making sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, you did it right if you got a message from Miss Harris. All right, I'll be back when we have announcements.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
I just logged on with my device.
I hear it.
Could you place me and Mr. Reese in the breakout room?
All right, hold on. Who do you want to break out room with?
Mr. Reese.
All right. So Mr. Reese.
I was just going to say, I know that the state is working to get us all the paperwork we need, so I'm not going to. Oh, you already got it? Scratch that, strike that, Judge. I just would like a breakout room with Mr. Reese.
Okay, so Mr. Reese, and Mr. Lynch, I'll put you in breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
All right. I hope Miss Adams was able to go into the breakout room. Mr. Brooks, you might have to get Miss Adams a new laptop because hers keeps booting her out of the breakout rooms. Or at least call y'all's tech support.
I know, and it looks like she may have froze. I'm not sure what's
Yeah,
going
she's
on.
frozen and she's not in the breakout room with Miss Nordic.
Let me see what's going on. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Judge Hayward.
Yes, Miss Adams.
My apologies. My Zoom crashed again. Could you place me back in that breakout room 1
Yeah, I
again?
told Mr. Brooks you need a new computer.
I know. I don't know what's going on. It's working against me.
All right, 1 second.
Thank you.
I sent it. Did you see it?
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
ASG Adams is still having technical difficulties. She's going to switch to my computer while we figure that out. And so
Okay.
can you place my device in the breakout room?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Figure it out. tell Mr. Brooks she needs. I have figured it out.
Yes, I'm gonna go try to fix it myself too.
All right.
Okay,
All right. So I'll put you in breakout room number 1.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Karen.
Yes, sir.
We got it. The issue resolved. It was a matter of updating software. But she tried to log in at the last juncture and it booted her out. So we are restarted. I think she's going to be on Miss Arnold's computer for the moment while her computer is updated.
Yeah, she's in the breakout room with Miss Nordic.
Okay, perfect. All right.
All right, then.
Did you find out the paperwork for this calendar? Yeah. Oh, for, no, get a big trust. Okay, I'm looking out. I can the email that you sent to me. Yes. And I have the paperwork for you. It's entitled Tuesday Jail Calendar, but Lauren just added the accusations on us. Here, I just sent it to you. And I put something on the calendar, and I need that lady's email. Oh, I heard an email address on the calendar. This is my calendar. Look at there it is, right here. Oh, how did you do that? You're so slick. Okay, let me okay, yes. Thank you.
I have an update, when the court will allow.
All right, we have an announcement.
Yes, Your Honor. On the Nordic case, we have reached a negotiated plea.
All right, Ms. Nordic, are you ready to take the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Ms. Riley, you are representing yourself, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're over the age of 21?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're before the court for speeding, count 1, license, driving on a suspended or revoked license, count 2, no license, count 3, and this is case 2024-CR09814. Ms. Adams, what have you all agreed to?
The count 1, we've agreed to a $100 fine, and counts 2 and 3 will be no price.
All right, and this is a no price on 1 or guilty?
A NOLO for count 1.
I mean, a NOLO, I'm sorry. By entering a plea of NOLO on count 1, counts 2 and 3 will be no pros. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, Ms. Nordic?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On October 4th, 2023, at approximately 4:10 a.m., officers were conducting a speed check in the area of Highway 85 southbound and Garden Walk Boulevard in Clayton County when they observed the defendant's vehicle traveling at a rate of speed that they estimated to be higher than a 45 mile per hour zone. And they captured the speed on the LiDAR detection device that the defendant was traveling 61 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone.
I mean, I'm sorry, how much was the fine again?
As to count 1, the fine was a $100 fine.
All right. So, Ms. Nordic, the fine is going to be $100. It'll be $153 with the surcharges. Did you wish to pay that within 30 days or would you need 60 days?
30 is good.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to need you to do is, would you have a sign your own bond or did you pay a bond?
I didn't do anything. My mom did something. I don't know what she did. I know she did have to pay. They paid someone, but I'm not sure who or what.
Okay, so you may have a cash bond on file with the sheriff's office. You can call them and check because it says Riley Nordic, but sometimes that's just a signature bond. But check and see about that. What you're going to do is you're going to send your email address to Deputy Clerk Izzy. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on the chat function, go to new chat, and you're looking for Deputy Clerk.
Okay.
When you send her your email address, your first and last name and email address, she's going to email you all of the information you'll need to pay. I'm going to give you 60 days in which to pay, but please do not miss that deadline.
Okay.
And you can pay online, by phone, or by coming down to 9151 Terra Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia, to the second floor of the Justice Center building.
Okay. I'll pay it online.
Okay, all right. So once you send that email address to Deputy Clerk Izzy Wentz, then you'll be free to go, all right?
Okay, I just went ahead and sent it. You said Deputy Clerk Izzy, yes?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, yep, I sent it.
All right, well, you and your lawyer have a great day.
Thank you. You as well, man.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All righty. Do we have any other announcements at this time?
Judge, I have one announcement.
Yes, Mr. Lynch.
Judge, I've spoken to Mr. Reese. We've exchanged information. He indicates that at this time he wishes to enter a plea of not guilty. We'll waive formal arraignment and just ask the court to accept the not guilty plea.
All right, so Mr. Reese, I'm going to accept your not guilty plea. Please keep in touch with your attorneys. If anything changes about your contact information, let them know first, and then they'll direct you as to how to update the court. All right, you know what you're in here for, but that was a while ago, so I feel like you're not in jeopardy of any of this stuff anymore. But just please be mindful you don't want to pick up any charges while you're out on bond, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Be safe, and please keep in touch with your attorneys.
No.
All right, so we still have Arnold Baker with 2 cases, Davis, Porter, Porter, Wilson, and Young. So Arnold, Baker, Porter, Wilson, Young. All right, we'll be back.
You get the stuff for Arnold?
Yes. Oh, we have everything.
Oh, you got everything? All right. I'm gonna talk to Mr. Baker.
Okay. The other two.
Come on. Well, no, I'm just there. I got to talk. So I've already talked to them. I just need to.
All right, I'm saying, do you want me to? Oh, no, that was Johnson. Yeah.
All right. Monsieur?
Oh. Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I be placed in a breakout room? I believe Miss Crystal Arnold is on Zoom.
Yes.
Can my device, oh, let me actually log in first. I'm sorry. And then I'll request, sorry.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm on.
All right. So Miss Tortorello, Attorney Tortorello is going to be in breakout room number 4. And Miss Crystal Arnold is going to be in breakout room number 4. Miss Arnold, you should see the invitation pop up in a moment, okay? And just go into the breakout room and you'll be able to discuss your case privately. All right. So I think she's in there, Miss Tortorello. Did we get Miss Adams? Yeah, I see Miss Adams and I see Miss Arnold. All right, so everybody's good. Thank you.
Judge, I do have one announcement from the arraignment calendar.
Yes, Mr. Lynch?
Judge, Miss Jeanette Shantae Young, who's in the courtroom, has two cases. One we were just appointed to. On the second case, which involves traffic offenses, we do have a negotiated plea. On the first matter, we are going to enter a not guilty plea at this time and waive formal arraignment.
Okay, so it's the case 2023 CR 03373, firearms discharge and reckless conduct. That will be a not guilty.
That's accurate, Judge.
All right. And as to case 2025 CR 02861, no insurance card and child restraint violation. Miss Young is taking a plea today.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Are we ready from the state?
I believe so, Judge. And we don't mind stipulating on this one, Judge. We had agreed on a guilty plea to count 2 and count 1 being null pros.
All right. So, Ms. Young, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. So you're before the court on 2025 CR 02861. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Owen Lynch is with you at the podium. Mr. Lynch has indicated that you're entering a plea to no insurance information card and child restraint violation. Mr. Lynch, what are those pleas?
Judge, to count 2, child restraint violation is going to be a guilty plea. To count 1, that is going to be null pros pursuant to the agreement.
All right. By entering a plea of guilty to count 2, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes.
Factual basis recommendation. Oh, and you have agreed to stipulate to the facts. Recommendation, please.
Your Honor, as to count 2, the state is recommending a $50 fine. Count 1 will be null pros.
All right, the fine will be $83.25 with the surcharges. Did you wish to pay that today or have additional time?
Could I have additional time?
All right, I'll give you 30 days in which to pay. You can pay at the window on the second floor where you'll go to pick up your paperwork, or you can pay online or by phone and they can explain that to you. Miss Young, do you have children?
Yes.
Miss Young, these types of charges, the ones pending and the ones you have just taken a plea to, indicate a little bit of what we call recklessness. Like you're not making good choices. And if you have children, you have not only the responsibility to make good choices to make sure that they're safe and they're in a stable situation, but also because you can't afford to be away from your children. Without you, you don't know what's happening to them. Like you're the stability. So if you're making choices that put you before a court, that put you in a situation where your liberty could be taken away, that means you could be taken away from your children. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let's try and think about the choices we're making so that if we're making the choices, we're deliberate about not causing instability for the kids. You feel me?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I being unfair to you in any way by what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
I did have, I mean, it was a rental.
No, I don't need you to tell me. What I'm telling you is sometimes we feel like we have to make choices for certain things with certain things, circumstances in our life. But what I'm saying to you is certain choices we make because we know that it is important that we are stable so that our kids can be stable. Those are the choices you make to make sure that your kids are taken care of. You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
Those are the choices you need to make, not the ones that could possibly take you away from your kids or cause instability in their life. You got me?
Yes.
So I just ask that you always think when you're making these choices so that their stability is prioritized. Okay, now what I'm going to ask you to do is go downstairs to the second floor, right below where we are right now. You're going to go, when you come back through the double doors into the hallway, you're going to go to your left. You'll go down the hallway to the traffic court window. They're going to give you your paperwork. They will explain how to pay online or by phone if you choose to, or within the 30 days, you're going to come back up to that same window and make your payment, okay? All right, they can answer any other questions you have about paying. Got me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So like I said, you have one more case pending. Please keep in touch with your attorneys so that they can tell you what is going on with the case prior to it going to a trial, if it goes to trial, okay?
Okay.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, don't forget this.
All right, any other announcements at this time? We still have the jail calendar. Be mindful.
Yes, Your Honor. I have an announcement on behalf of Miss Crystal Arnold.
Yes, ma'am.
We're ready to move forward with the negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Arnold. Yes, she is back from the break room.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, 1 second, ma'am. Let me pull you up, pull your video forward. All right, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Ms. Arnold, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Crystal Lachelle Arnold, 2023 CR 03371 for disorderly conduct. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Ms. MJ Tortorello is your attorney. Ms. Tortorello, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
Your Honor, that would be a NOLO plea.
All right. By entering a plea of NOLO, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present evidence and testimony on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. Factual basis recommendation, please.
On October 12th, 2022, at approximately 5:46 p.m., officers responded to 1403 Summer Court Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236 in Clayton County in reference to a domestic disturbance. Upon officers' arrivals, or rather in reference to a disturbance between neighbors. The neighbors were of apartments 1403 and 1405. Upon officers' arrival, they made contact with the victim, who advised that she had been threatened by the defendant. The victim advised that she had video footage of the defendant threatening and trying to fight her, and she showed that video footage to the officer. The officers observed in that video footage the defendant in the parking lot screaming and yelling towards the victim, calling her derogatory names and telling her to come down to the parking lot to fight. As to count one, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for the time served. The balance will suspend, but the defendant is not to return to the incident location, which is 1403 Summer Court Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236. The defendant is to have no further violations of the law, and the defendant is to have no contact with the victim. The victim's name is Brianna Tucker, BRIANNA.
Miss Arnold, I take it you don't live there anymore.
So that was my mom's residence, and those
Okay.
were her neighbors.
Okay, all right. So you don't have to have any. Now listen, when I was in magistrate court, some of the worst cases I did was those neighborhood things, because there's always more than we hear that's been going on, and it's usually something that's been going on for a while. I get it. There's always more context to it. You're resolving this case. You have moved past that. Your mom doesn't live there anymore, does she?
No, ma'am. She
Okay.
moved that week.
Okay. All right. So y'all are safe and separated. So I'm going to accept your plea of nolo. I'll send you to 12 months to serve 1 day credit for time served. Balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to 1403 summer court within the 12-month period of the suspended sentence, and do not have any contact with Brianna Tucker, which does not seem to be an issue at this time.
No, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Thank you.
All right. Who do we have next? You're free to go at this time, Miss Arnold. Just be safe getting back on that highway or wherever the street, because merge carefully.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome.
Your Honor, if I could
Any other? Go ahead, Ms. Tortorella.
Yes, if I could be placed in a breakout room with Shadrique Davis.
All right. So, Miss Davis, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Miss Tortorello. And once you all are finished speaking, then she'll come back and make announcements on your behalf. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you'll see the announcement. You'll see the invitation to the breakout room pop up in a moment. Okay.
Okay.
You see it? Yes, she's in there, Miss Tortorella. All right. All righty. Thank you.
Judge, I do have one announcement from the arraignment calendar.
Yes, Mr. Lynch?
Dante Fernando Baker has 2 matters before Your Honor.
Yes.
Judge, he is present in the courtroom. He does wish to enter not guilty pleas as to both cases.
Bring him up.
Waive formal arraignment.
All right, bring him up. Mr. Baker, hear me clearly when I say this, sir. Your charges concern me. On case 2025 CR 04002, you're charged with battery, count 1, and simple battery, count 2. On case 2025 CR 03995, you're charged with stalking, criminal trespass, harassing phone calls, and public drunk. Now, you are on a bond. Your bond conditions require that you will not have contact with anyone who's listed on the bond. You may not be able to go back to a particular location. If you do not have a copy of your bond conditions, before you leave the building today, I need you to go down to the first floor to the state court clerk's office and request a copy of the bond conditions for both cases. Be mindful that even picking up another charge could be a violation of your bond conditions, but having contact with the individuals listed or going to the location will definitely be a violation of your bond conditions. And I don't care if whatever it is for. If you go there to save a life, it will be a violation of your bond conditions. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let me tell you what happens if you violate your bond conditions. If you were to violate your bond conditions, then you could have your bond revoked on both cases. You could be rearrested. You could remain in jail until both cases are resolved. You could also be charged with additional misdemeanors or felonies. Felonies are punishable by up to 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, or both. Or all three of those things could happen. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I take very seriously the issue of keeping people safe, which is what the bond conditions are for. So please, even if you are contacted by the people listed on the bond, keep a record of it to share with your attorney, but do not respond because you are the one who will get in trouble. Like I said, if you had contact with them to save their lives, that would still be a violation of your bond. Do you understand? All right, keep in touch with Mr. Lynch. If anything changes about your contact information, make sure he knows as soon as possible, and he'll direct you as to how to update the court. You're free to go at this time, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, anything else? We still have Davis, Porter. I'm sorry, no, Porter is a bench warrant bond forfeiture. We still have Davis and Wilson. And Wilson, I believe, was a plea. So if we're ready to take the plea on Wilson, I'm fine. So Ms. Davis is meeting with Ms. Tortorello. So Wilson is the only one we have. Is that Ms. Tortorello's case?
It is, Judge.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'm going to go ahead and call the calendar for the jail cases.
Absolutely, Judge. Can I make a sort of random announcement prior
Sure.
to you doing that?
Sure.
Judge, I do have two individuals in the courtroom who have, one of them is Mr. Joseph C. Smith. He was originally on this calendar as a, when he was in custody, but he bonded out. So he was removed from the calendar, but he is here. And I believe he wants to resolve his case. So criminal trespass. And I would ask whether the court would entertain that. I think that I alerted Miss Adams that I was going to try to make this happen. And I think
Miss Adams, are you in agreement with that?
I said that I would be willing to resolve the try to resolve the case if you're agreeable to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Somebody just send me the particulars so I'll know what to read in the plea colloquy, but yeah, that's fine with me.
And then, Judge, along those same lines, I also have an individual who presented himself to the court today. In the back of the courtroom, he has two pending cases. His name is Roderick Bailey. He missed court on March 17th. He is here. He wishes, and I'm asking the court if you would entertain a plea on his matter. In all candor to the court, his mother has contacted me, dealing with the bonding company. And I did tell him that, if he were to present himself to the court, that I can't guarantee it, but I would ask the court to consider resolving his cases through pleas.
Ms. Adams, any objection from the state?
No objection from the state, Your Honor.
All right, y'all
Thank you.
work on that. We're moving to the jail calendar.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, my iPad's a little slow today for some reason. So while the jail calendar is coming up, just give me a couple of minutes and I'll be right back.
Thank you, Judge. said she's gonna deal with her whatever she gotta deal with. I'm gonna accept this.
Asking about Wilson, and she said she's ready to get. Wilson.
You scheduled wasn't for Clayton. I mean, I can still.
This is it.
So we need to ask for a breakout room with you and Wilson.
I can just.
Oh yeah. Just call.
All right, we ready?
Yes, Judge. We are also ready to go forward on the plea with Miss Davis. I'm prepared to stand in if you want to do that now, or we're ready to go with the.
Yeah, that's fine. 1 second.
And I'll stand in for Miss Tortorella and Miss Davis. I've gotten all the information.
All right. So this is the plea for Shadrick Davis. Miss Davis, am I pronouncing your name right? I don't like messing up people's names.
Cedric.
Shadrick. Okay. All right. So I had it up and it's now taking forever again. 1 second. I had to switch calendars and it's coming back up. All right, so Ms. Davis, you're before the court on case 2023 CR 03377. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Davis, and Mr. Owen Lynch is prepared to take this plea with you. You're before the court for theft by shoplifting. Mr. Lynch, what is Ms. Davis pleading to the offense before the court?
Judge, it's a guilty plea.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Your Honor, on September 3rd, 2022, at approximately 9:40 a.m., officers responded to the Walmart located at, or they didn't respond, they were already on scene at the Walmart when they, that's located at 2940 Anvil Block Road, in Ellenwood, Georgia, in Clayton County. When the officers were alerted by asset protection employees at Walmart that the defendant was stopped for shoplifting, the asset protection associate informed the officers that she observed on camera the defendant placing multiple items inside of a cream colored handbag, and getting to the registers and only paying for one blue colored jacket. The Asset Protection Associates showed the officer video that corroborated that statement. And the total items that the officer recovered from inside of the cream handbag costed $77.71.
The recommendation.
As to count one, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 1 day. Credit for the time served. The balance will be probated for the defendant to complete an anti-theft course, pay a $300 fine, complete 40 hours of community service, and the defendant is not to return to the incident location.
All right. Anything else?
No, I was just going to recite the Walmart location. Did you have that?
No, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yes, the Walmart is located at 2940 Anvil Block Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, 30294. And I think that you can.
All right. Anything on behalf of Ms. Davis, Mr. Lynch? Or
No, Judge, that's the negotiated agreement. We're asking the court accept it.
all right, Ms. Davis, are you currently working?
I had just started because I had just had my fourth child. So I just started back working and I will be starting school in August.
What you taking in school?
I'm starting back dental hygiene. I had already started, but I then got pregnant with my second child and then I never did go back. So now I'm going back in August to Atlanta Tech.
How old are you, Ms. Davis?
30. I turned 30 last October, so I'll be 31 this October.
Ms. Davis, can we slow down on having babies right now?
Oh, I'm done.
I
For
mean,
sure.
you got it in, you got them all, boom, 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 boom. But now it's time for you to focus on you and trying to get you stable and working to take care of these 4 babies, right?
Correct.
Okay. So first things first, this is not gonna happen again, right?
No, ma'am, I'm done with that life.
Okay. So I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served. I'm sorry, the balance will be probated for you to take an anti-theft course. The fine is going to be $300. It'll be $444 with the surcharges. You're to do 40 hours of community service, and you're to not go back to the Walmart at 2440 Anvil Block Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, Clayton County during the course of those 12 months. Now, I'm going to put you on in a breakout room with Miss James, who is our probation expert, and she's going to
Okay.
get you signed up for probation, and she's going to explain everything that you need to know about probation. Okay, and you said you're not working right now?
I just started. Well,
Okay,
I'm doing substitute teaching, so I just
okay.
started.
All right. So Miss James is going to go ahead and explain everything that you need to know. Ask questions. If there's something that you want to know that's not clear to you from the intake process, please ask Miss James because she knows and she'll be able to direct you in the right way. The quickest way to get rearrested and to mess up on probation is to not appear for your probation reports. You have to report for probation as long as you're on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But your probation officers, if you keep them aware of what's going on with you, they will work with you to make sure that you successfully complete. But you got to keep them aware and you got to report. We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now I want to remind you that there's an SSD pending, which means that you were previously cited and had a plea where a fine was assessed. So that fine is coming due and you've missed the deadline to pay it. So that deadline is gone. So you're gonna need to pay that soon so that it doesn't end up on a calendar where an arrest warrant might be considered, okay?
What fine was that?
Miss Izzy, can you give me her SSD amount? Or can somebody give me the SSD amount for Miss Davis?
It seemed like that's what Gary. I
Do
don't.
we know how much it is? Because it could be with Garrett.
Yeah, it is with Gary. I didn't see the amount though.
Give me 1 second, Your Honor. I'll pull it up.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to check on that amount for you. That is before Judge Garrett, I believe. But you want to be mindful that you need to pay that also. Here's the other thing. If you're doing dental hygiene,
Yes, ma'am.
there may be some nonprofits that kind of work in that area. You can ask about that, or you can look them up and see if those would be places that you'd be eligible to help. But please make sure you finish school because that's a good career field, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And we know how to
Your Honor.
prevent having any more babies right now, right?
I got my tubes tied.
Okay, so we clear.
Well,
All
2.
right.
So it can't be reversed.
You are done with your family. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Davis.
So she gonna let me know about that fine.
So it
The
looks
Yes, she's getting
like
ready to tell you now. Go ahead,
yeah.
Miss
So
Davis.
there's
I mean,
2
Miss Wentz.
tickets. Sorry. So there's 2 TKs. The 2022 TK 02204, she owes 73.25, and that was to be paid by March 25th of 2022. And then there's another TK 2021 TK 10531, and in that case she owes 141.50, and that was also to be paid by March 25th, 2022. And both of these are in Judge Garrett's courtroom.
So that's $214.
I never did get information about that. I can go ahead and get that paid because I don't want to have no warrants or nothing.
Okay, so if you have any questions about it, you
Mhm.
can come to the second floor of the Clayton County State Court, the Clayton
Okay.
County Justice Center, and they can pull up that information for you. You can check with the clerk's office. You can go on their website and contact them if you need any information. But as I calculated, that would be $214.75.
Okay, 214.6. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Miss James. Once you are finished speaking with Miss James, you do not have to come back to this main room. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Miss Davis, go ahead and get your dental hygiene certificates. I think once you do that, you and your babies are going to be just fine.
I believe so. I'm sticking
All
to
right.
it.
All right. Hey, believe it and make it happen.
I will.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put you in the breakout room with Miss James.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Anything else? I think that concludes. No, Miss Wilson. Wilson on the. Can we get Wilson?
Yeah, I think Ms. Tortorella is ready for that. Let me grab Ms. Tortorella. Judge, it sounds like Miss Tortorella was working through some issues with Miss Wilson. Did you want to go ahead and call the jail call, or do you want to hold on that?
Jail.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, the first case on the jail calendar for April 14, 2026 for Clayton County State Court 304 is Dorsey, Jamario Dorsey.
Judge, that's my case. That is going to be a negotiated plea.
All right.
I think you might have, or no, I'm sorry. I just got my calendar put together wrong. My apologies.
Okay. All right, next is Antoine Brandon Graham. That case was closed, but it is a petition. Announcement on Graham.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll be stipulating to the facts, but we're going to move forward non-negotiated.
All right, next is Jerry Alexander Hickson.
That will be a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Reginald Antonio Johnson.
Your Honor, I believe we're going to be able to resolve all three of his cases, Your Honor. This is an MH matter, and I would need to have a bench conference with you and the state.
Okay, so this is the only one of the cases on this calendar, but he has two other cases on a previous calendar. Is that correct?
Yeah, his criminal trespass cases have been on the jail calendar. This is the case that was on calendar call and was continued because the state made an offer of to us that required him to be placed in a facility. So
okay, yeah, I thought that we had
okay.
All right. Oh boy, Mr. Jones is back already. Jeremiah Leandre Jones.
Yes, Your Honor, and I believe that case is going to be a negotiated plea.
Okay. Deshaun Anthony Love.
Judge, so for Mr. Love, that is going to be a not guilty plea today. I did want to let the court know I believe that he has no bond, which was because he's on probation, my understanding, for driving on a suspended license. I am asking the state to consider consenting to a $5,000 bond They haven't given me a response yet, but I guess
Okay, y'all work that out, and please be mindful of the jail problems we have with how it's listed in the jail, so that if y'all do consent to something, please make it sure that the bond amounts match the information with the jail, because we don't want to have what happened last time where we consent to something, the court is fine with it, and then the person is still in jail because of technical reasons. So even if you have to ask the jail, hey, was he listed on, what do we need to be concerned about? Go ahead and do that and make sure y'all are consistent with that information, okay? Because I know that just for anybody listening, so when you get arrested, there's a possibility that charges may be changed or increased. So the jail gets what you get arrested on, but the process may change charges. They may decrease things, increase things, or add additional charges. So by the time it gets to the trial court, which is me, what it looks like going on the arrest record is different than what we are dealing with in court. And so we have to address what is in the jail versus what's in court. And so sometimes that can be an issue for us. So we're trying to work through those things. So for anyone who thinks it isn't just a simple process, there's a lot of moving pieces that we try and address. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Samantha Denise Orange is a petition.
Yes, Your Honor, that's we're stipulating to the facts, and it will be, we're accepting the recommendation of probation. And just to make a correction for the record, Your Honor, on Jeremiah Jones, that would be a conference.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, next is James Earl Robinson.
Judge, that's a negotiated plea today. Yes, guilty plea.
Next is Rodriguez Lee Robinson. That's a petition.
Yes, Your Honor, we're stipulating to the facts and accepting the recommendation of probation.
Next is Joseph Chartrand Walsh. That is a petition.
Yes, Your Honor. So my client has this open case, and he also has a case that has been transferred to state court from magistrate court. I'm asking the court if it could be reset to the next jail calendar, so that way the state also has time to accuse the pending case, and maybe we can resolve both.
Ms. Val?
You want it reset to the next jail calendar, she said?
Yes, ma'am, if that's possible.
April 28th, would that be enough time?
Yeah, that's fine with me. April 20?
Yes, that's fine, Your Honor.
28th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right. Ishmael Washington.
That's Attorney Lynch's case, Your Honor. He's right.
Judge, that's going to be a negotiated plea.
And last case is Aubrey Wells.
Judge, I need a conference with Mr. Wells just a bit further. I'm hoping we can get a resolution, but I'm not quite there.
All right. So this is the jail calendar. This is what I have. Dorsey is a plea. Graham is a stipulation. We'll talk about the consequences. Hickson is a plea. Johnson ×3 is a conference. Is that correct?
I didn't hear you, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Johnson, Reginald Johnson.
Yes, a bench conference.
Right. Jeremiah Jones is a conference. Love is a not guilty. Orange is stipulation and agree. Robinson is a J.E. Robinson is a plea. Rodriguez Robinson is a stipulation and agree. Walsh is reset. Washington is a plea, and Wells is a conference. All right. So do we want to do the conferences first or the pleas first? Pleas and stipulations first.
The pleas, Your Honor.
All right. So bring them out. Whoever you have first, I'm ready.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Austin.
Hey, how you doing? I didn't hear Mr. Antoine Graham.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mr. Graham is a stipulation.
Okay, thank you.
but they're gonna ask for something different than the recommendation, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
All right, who's this?
Mr. Antoine Graham, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Graham,
Yes, ma'am.
raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Graham, you're before the court for a revocation of probation. State of Georgia versus Antoine Brandon Graham, 2022 CR 01071. You were before this court for driving under the influence on the 21st day of July, 2025. You were sentenced to 12 months on probation. Your sentence has 3 months and 7 days remaining. Your sentence was not told, but on the August 28th of 2025, while at the probation office, you were screened for substances, and says that you failed to comply with the drug screen by attempting to adulterate the sample. You also failed to provide a valid sample after 2 attempts. You failed to report on September 19th and October 30. You failed to complete community service. You have documented 0 of the 40 hours that were specified. You failed to complete a clinical evaluation. No proof was given. You failed to provide proof of completing a risk reduction course. You failed to pay your $645.50 in arrears. You're represented by attorney Tortorello, who is with you. Ms. Tortorello, what's going on that Mr. Graham has difficulty complying with the court's orders?
Your Honor, my understanding is that he has done 40 hours of his community service. He has completed it. The only thing he needs to do is turn the documentation into probation. This is his first violation, Your Honor. He's had a great behavior at the jail. He's been in there for about 22 days, and he's a trustee. We are asking, because this is his first violation, so he can so probation's asking for 90. We are asking for 30, Your Honor.
Mr. Austin?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor. Probation recommendation is 90 days. Even though he has completed his 40 hours of community service, he has not reported to probation since the August 28th, 2025 incident.
Okay, Ms. Tortorello, why is he not reporting?
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So maybe I got the wrong legal advice, but the drug test was at that time it was a problem for me, simply because I didn't feel as though I needed to be drug tested because of my charge.
Excuse me? You are charged with driving under the influence, but you don't feel like you need to be drug tested. And when I tell anybody their sentence, I tell you as part of your sentence that you need to be drug tested. So how you gonna decide that my order is not what should happen?
I apologize. I was just confused.
90 days. Defendant shall have 90 days revoked. And case closed.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm just waiting for the deputy.
Okay. Mr. Austin, did you get the revocation?
I'm not as of yet, Your Honor.
I just sent it.
ASG Adams, I sent you information via email for Miss Wilson.
I've received it, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right. And with Mr. Wash being reset to the 28th, that completes my court hearing proceedings today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Arnold, for sending me that stuff for the walk-ins. Y'all don't forget, we still have Mr. Smith, Mr. Bailey. Those are Mr. Lynch's walk-ins, so we'll do those also. Okay, so clearly, I wasn't speaking the way I should, because Mr. Graham on a DUI felt like he shouldn't be tested for illicit substances and alcohol. Did I miss something?
No, Your Honor, he was just confused. My apologies.
No, he wasn't confused. If you on a DUI, then you think you shouldn't be tested for, you're not being confused, you're being obstinate, and we're not gonna do that. Who's this gentleman?
Mr. Jerry Hickson.
All right. Mr. Hickson, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony.
Your Honor, you're muffled. My apologies.
I'm sorry. Mr. Hickson, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you've given this matter.
Your Honor, you're not coming through.
How am I not coming through? 1 second. Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can hear going in and out.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can't hear it now. I don't know if they can.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Hickson, you're before the court on state of Georgia versus Jerry Alexander Hickson, 2026 CR 04394 for simple battery on a police officer. Ms. Tortorello is representing you from the law firm of Lister Holton Dennis. Ms. Tortorello, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
Nolo, Your Honor.
By entering a plea of nolo, Mr. Hickson, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself, and if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things, sir?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 19th, 2026, at approximately 4:14 a.m., officers responded to 2311 Wallace Creek Trail, Jonesboro, Georgia, and that's in Clayton County, in reference to a domestic disturbance. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the victim, who stated that the police was called due to the defendant being heavily intoxicated and yelling threats throughout the house. The officers then made contact with the defendant. The officers observed a strong odor of alcohol coming from the defendant's breath. And as the officers were questioning about the defendant as to what occurred, he was being belligerent and yelling and speaking loudly, even after being told to lower his voice. The defendant repeatedly invaded the officer's personal space and had to be told multiple times by officers to step back. The defendant then approached one of the officers and struck him on the back of his vest with an open hand before exiting the residence. And then the officers decided to make an arrest. The state is recommending for count 1, 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for the time served. The balance will be probated for the defendant to pay a $300 fine, and then the balance can suspend.
Your Honor, our understanding.
Is the $300 fine required for a simple battery on a police officer or just battery?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Is the $300 fine required for a simple battery on a police officer or just a battery on a police officer?
Let me see.
I believe it's a battery.
Yeah, it's in terms of the simple battery, $300 is not required, but it is a high and aggravated misdemeanor.
Okay.
From a law enforcement officer.
All right, Ms. Tortorello, anything on behalf of Mr. Hickson?
Yes, Your Honor. Our understanding was that the balance was going to be suspended and he had a $300 fine. We were going to ask for him to have 60 days to pay that.
Okay,
We agreed to balance suspended. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Hickson, I don't know that this requires probation. I sent you to 12 months to serve 10 days credit for time served. And you'll have 30 days to pay the fine in the amount of $300, $444 with the surcharges. You said 60 days or 30 days?
60, Your Honor.
60 days in which to pay that amount. Mr. Hickson, it is infinitely easier and safer to be drunk in your home than drunk in public. So if you are intoxicated and you're outside of a safe space and you come into contact with people, all kinds of things can happen to you. We clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can tell her your side if you want.
All right.
Can I?
Is there, yeah, tell me whatever you need.
I mean, Your Honor, I don't want to hold you up, but with both my hands, I swear to tell you the whole truth.
Well, come to the red mic.
Okay. Your Honor, first of all, nothing against the police, but I did not put my hands on the police. I swear, both of my hands swear to God I didn't. I caught my son smoking marijuana. I snapped on him.
How old is he?
He's 17. He's graduating Lovejoy. 17 years old. Caught smoking marijuana.
Okay.
I saw it with my own eyes. He got a blunt in one hand and a vape in the other hand.
Double dosing?
Yeah. Oh, but Mr. Yana, I've been here since the 19th. He just got arrested for weed in Pensacola, Florida. The same thing. So when I saw him smoking marijuana that night in his car, I told him, you know, because I knew he was smoking weed because I found the blunt paper in his room. I say, dude, you can't be doing that. I said, we just got him a car. I say, they're going to search your car. They find weed, they're going to tow your car. I saw him smoke. I went in his bedroom that night, Yana, honest to God, swear to God. I saw him, one hand with a blunt, the next with a vape. I stood by the kitchen door. When he came in the house, that's what I told him. I'm not going to curse on you because I respect you, Yana. But
that's okay. You know, Mr. Hickson, you got a 17-year-old. I'm just gonna pray for you. The $300 fine will be suspended. You're free to go at this time.
God bless you, Yana. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Important. Graduating without a record is even more important. All right, next.
Samantha Orange. Please.
All right, raise your right hand for me, ma'am. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is this Miss Orange?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Samantha Denise Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Orange, you're before the court for a petition for revocation of probation. You were before this court on case 2022 CR 00525 for driving under the influence and improper lane change on the 25th day of March 2025. You were sentenced to 12 months on probation, and this is your second hearing. You have 8 days remaining on probation. Your sentence was told because we did lose track of you. You failed to report on September 18th, October 22nd, January 2025, January 22nd, February 12th, February 17th, February 20th, February 25th, and within 10 days of February 27th, as directed. You last reported on January 28th of 2026, and all of those dates were of 2026. You failed to attend support meetings. You failed to attend proof of attending a community support meeting at least one time per week. The last date documented is November 18th of 2025. You failed to complete a DUI risk reduction course. You failed to document proof of completing 40 hours of community service, and you are currently $1,527 in arrears. Ms. Tortorella, what's going on with Ms. Orange?
Got issues. My mom got sick. And I had got COVID.
Your Honor, she's advised that she was taking care of her family. Her mother.
Move Ms. Orange over a little bit so I can hear you better.
She said she was taking care of her family, Your Honor. Her mother got sick, so she was a caretaker for a while, and she was also she herself also got sick with COVID, so she had a lot going on in her personal life that unfortunately prevented her from fulfilling the requirements.
Ms. Chang, did she let you know any of these things?
I'd have to check my notes, Your Honor. I don't remember right offhand.
Can you check for me?
Yes, ma'am. So last reported January 28th. I have nothing there on the last report. No, Your Honor, I don't see anything. I went back all the way back to June 24th. That's when she had her hearing.
What's the recommendation, Ms. Chang?
She's been in jail the 8 days since April 6th, and that's the time she had remaining. So revoke 8 days, credit time served, close the case.
Miss Orange, let me just be real blunt with you. Nobody cares about your personal problems. Not if you're facing jail sentences for something that you did that put the community at risk. You drove under the influence and you could have killed somebody. And so all of your issues about, well, I was taking care of my mama and I had COVID. If you don't report them to us, that is not helpful at all. You willfully did not go to your community support meetings. You did not report for probation. Let me just say, this does not bode well for what the future looks like, because if you can't get through probation on this, the likelihood of you not being before a judge again in your future is small to nil. If you come back before a judge, if it is not me, it will be somebody who is a lot harsher than me. I try and give people a chance, but if you don't take that chance when given, the consequences are going to be much more severe the next time. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody cares about your personal problems. It seems like it's something with these folk born after a certain year, probably after the 1980, where everybody's supposed to care about your personal problems and you can't fulfill obligations because of what's going on in your personal life. We don't care. We don't care, because that doesn't mean anything to me when you're out there driving under the influence. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So because I know that is a hallmark of these folk born after 1980, if you don't get it together, that don't nobody care about your personal private problems, that you have to be better for yourself and for others, then this is going to happen again and you'll be back in a green jumpsuit. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court's going to revoke the 8 days. You're free to go at this time.
Can I,
All right. Rodriguez Robinson, please.
And Your Honor, I do have an update for the court, when the court will allow on the on the arraignment calendar.
Yes, ma'am.
The state is going to move to no across the case, the Wilson Casey case.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So that case will be no pros. Wilson, Casey Caprice Wilson is free to go at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, this is Mr. Robinson, is that correct? Rodriguez,
Yes, ma'am.
raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Rodriguez Lee Robinson, 2022 CR 01103. Petition for revocation for probation. You were before this court on the 14th day of July 2025 for reckless driving and sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 2 months and 29 days remaining. You failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You tested positive for cocaine on March 18th, 2026, and you failed to pay $460 in arrears. Ms. Tortorello is representing you. Ms. Tortorello, what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. So before this incident on the case here, the DUI case that he's on this before this court for violation of probation, he lost his son died in 2020. So he was going through grief, and then his wife then passed in 2022, and a close friend of his passed in 2024. So unfortunately, my client decided to rely on substances to make the pain go away. He is a veteran, Your Honor, and he's already taken steps. He's gone to the VA and has signed up for grief counseling, and he starts next month. And he is going to go ahead and go through the VA as well and sign up for a community support group so that he can further comply with his probation.
What's going on, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, ma'am, Judge. I just was in a lot of pain, and I just didn't want to hurt no more. And because the what sent me over on the anniversary of my son's death on March the 4th this year, one of my coworkers that trained me, he ended up just having a heart attack after me dropping him off, and then the next day I found out about that. And it was a dumb mistake, Your Honor. And but I addressed it after. I called the VA crisis line and everything to get me set up with grief counseling. Because when my son passed away, I didn't really have a chance to grieve because my wife took it so hard. Then when she passed, I had to turn around because I got a 13-year-old daughter. And so, I just never had a chance to really grieve. And then more stuff kept piling on. And as of right now, I have a
Where's your
son
daughter
here.
now?
My daughter is with her godmother. That's who helps me when I'm at work. And then, she's got guardianship over her also. So to
So
help
your
with,
daughter lost her mother, her
which was my
brother,
wife. Yes.
and
And now
her.
we have her, one of, okay.
No, go ahead.
And now I have a son that got arrested here last year. He's been here, no bond or nothing, and he's got a newborn and another daughter. So I'm like, I had to take the load for that too. So it just a lot came at me. I'm like I said, I did wrong just to kind of ease some of the pain, and then I got my mind back right. I haven't touched nothing. I did anything. I went back to work. I did my classes. I paid, and I mean, what I got left looked like $600 and some. I can pay that Thursday when I get paid. I'm getting back on track, but I am definitely ashamed of what I did. But I just was hurting, Your Honor.
Let me ask you a couple questions. So your daughter, is she involved with Kate's kids?
With what, Your Honor?
Okay, so there's an organization for children who have lost parents and people who are significant to them. It's a grief organization for kids. And it's not like sit around and talk, but it is an organization that allows kids to process grief in a way that they can meet other children who are going through the same thing. They can have counseling, they can have activities that sort of help them process the grief. If your daughter is 13 and has had this amount of significant loss in her life, and she's living with a person who is like family, but she doesn't have you there every day, investigate getting her involved with a local chapter of Kate's kids, KATE apostrophe S kids. And see if you can find a chapter. I know that in Georgia, I know that there's a chapter, I believe in DeKalb, but there may be one here also or close by where she resides with her godmother. Please, please do that, because just like you went through pain and you didn't get immediately into grief counseling because you were trying to help your wife deal with the grief of your son's loss. A lot of times people think kids are resilient and, well, she'll get over it, she's young. But those narratives, we now know that kids suffer the same or more than adults, but they don't have a place to put that. You
Yes,
get
ma'am.
it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
please get her into, if it's not Kate's Kids, find something for her to process her grief.
Okay, we have her. She's going to Eagles Landing Christian Academy, and we've assigned her with a counselor and everything. So she's, we definitely made that a priority for now.
Okay,
But I would
good.
definitely like to look into the
Yeah, please do,
opportunity. I
because
definitely
it's
will.
I found out about it when a friend's daughter lost her father. And I read about it and I was like, oh, this is a really good organization, but not a lot of people know about it. So yeah, look that up. I know we have chapters in Georgia, and it just made, as much as she's in a great school and she has a counselor, not every kid in that school is gonna know her experience or be able to help her manage her experience. Whereas every kid in Kate's Kids is going to know that experience. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
for you, so it is important for you, Mr. Robinson, that you stay ahead of the grief. It will sometimes overwhelm you. It will be like you're fine one day, and then the next day it will come charging back in. But if you keep connections to your grief counselors and to the resources at the VA, because we appreciate your service, but we also know, and trust me, I hate every day that the VA is not the stellar program that it should be for all of the veterans. My mom's a veteran, so I've dealt with the VA for her. And I so wish that it was so much more than what it is. And it is more because of what you all deserve as veterans. And so, but they do have programs that will address these things. Like you said, you called the crisis line. I'm so glad you did that. So I appreciate that. But please try and make sure that you prioritize making sure you continue to prioritize your daughter and her dealing with her grief. Now, listen, how old is your son who's in jail?
24.
Do you feel like you raised him properly?
I did, Your Honor. I think I did too much.
Yeah, because I find that a lot of parents nowadays, when I ask the parent, okay, well, when did you get out of the house and get out of your own? I get answers starting from 15, 16, 17, 18. I was out on my own doing my thing. But I think now parents are thinking, oh, well, if I hold on to them a little longer, if I help them a little bit more. And a lot of times that makes kids dependent upon us and unresponsible. They're not responsible for themselves. And when they get pushed out of the nest, they have a harder time being responsible. Now, all of these things being said, your son is having his own grief journey.
Yes, ma'am.
But other than offering the support that you can offer, his journey is not your journey. He is 24 years old. He is fully an adult. You raised him properly. The choices he's making, you can point out that those are not the right choices. Those are not the choices he should make in line with how he was raised. But, other than telling him there are resources out there, that's not your burden to bear. And I know that's hard to say as a parent because I'm a parent, but you sometimes have to put the life jacket on yourself before you can save somebody else. Because what do you look like drowning trying to save him?
Correct.
Put the life jacket on yourself
Yes, ma'am.
before you can save somebody else. Get yourself together before you can save him.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
your true priority is that 13-year-old who you're trying to get her to that next level. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what's the recommendation?
Our probation recommends that 6 days be revoked, credit for time served, return to probation, and drug test each report. and attend one community support meeting per week.
All right. Mr. Robinson, grief counseling counts for community support, substance abuse cessation, stopping substance abuse classes, those count for the community support. So any of those classes is, you know, whether you do them through the VA or outside the VA, those will count, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's make sure we do that. So I'm gonna accept your stipulation. I'm gonna return you to probation with 6 days credit for time served. You're going to test for illegal substances and alcohol at each report. You will take one community support meeting per week, but if you feel like you need to do more, do more. But make sure you keep a record of it. And then, like I said, you'll return to probation. All right.
Okay. I have
Okay.
one question, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Can I do like those virtually or online because my work?
I don't care how you do them.
Okay,
If
cool.
they provide it
That's right.
virtually, you don't have to go in person. Sometimes you can speak more freely if you're in your own home and you know you're
ma'am,
able
that's right.
to relax. So if you do it virtually, if they provide that, then that's fine with me.
Okay.
As long as you go, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Robinson.
Oh, yes,
That's
ma'am.
what I care
Yes, ma'am.
about, that
Oh,
you
yes, ma'am.
attend.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
All right. All right. And I am so sorry for all the loss that you have suffered. Sometimes it seems like it's heaped on one person, you know, at particular points in your life, but you still standing.
Yes, ma'am.
You still standing. And so just continue to do those things that you know are necessary to keep you moving forward.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to accept
Your
yes.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. For his next appointment to report.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Robinson, if you'll report on Thursday, April the 16th at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. So you go back to the sheriff's office, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, that's all I have this morning. May I be excused? Or this
Yes, ma'am.
afternoon?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you pull out Mr. Dorsey? My kids are always fucking sick. You're gonna talk into this mic.
All right. Raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand down. Who do I have in front of me?
Jamario Dorsey, Judge.
All right, Mr. Dorsey, you're before the court on. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Jamario D. Dorsey, 2026 CR C04393 for criminal trespass. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
He asked the court accept a no contest plea.
All right, by entering a plea of nolo, sir, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 18, 2026, at approximately 8:42 a.m., officers were dispatched to the CVS located at 1029 Forest Parkway in Forest Park, Georgia, 30297, and that's in Clayton County, in reference to a criminal trespass. Upon officers' arrival, officers observed the defendant walking on the property of the CVS. After the defendant was informed by the manager that he can no longer be on the property. Earlier that same day, the officer told the defendant that if he comes back on the property, he would be arrested. At that time, he just made the decision to place the defendant under arrest for criminal trespass.
All right. Recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor. As to count one, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 10 days. Credit for the time served. The balance will suspend as long as the defendant does not return to the incident location, and that's the CVS located at 1029 Forest Parkway, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297, and the defendant is to have no new violations of law.
All right, anything, Mr. Lynch?
Judge, I ask you accept what Ms. Adams has recommended.
All right, so Mr. Dorsey, 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served. Balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to the CVS location at 1209 Forest Parkway, Forest Park, Georgia, Clayton County. Do you understand, Mr. Dorsey?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the next 12 months, do not go back to that CVS.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Take care of yourself, sir.
Go back to your auntie's house.
All right, so on the jail calendar, I have Johnson, which requires a conference. Jones, that is request was a conference. Robinson, plea. J.E. Robinson, and then Washington, plea, and then Wells, which is a conference.
Your Honor, we would need to reset Mr. Jones, Jeremiah Jones. He was sent down. We believe it's an MH issue. So we
Okay, no problem. So you said Jones?
Jeremiah Jones.
Okay, so reset, you need 1 or 2 weeks?
Just 1 week, Your Honor. I just need a chance to talk to him.
I actually think it's probably, it's the April, is it the 28th, Miss Val, that you said? Or what was that date?
Well, if you want 1 week, then it'll be next week, the 21st. But if you need 2 weeks, it'll be the 28th.
Okay, yeah, April 21st. We'll bring him back up. All right. Okay, are we ready on Johnson has 3 cases. Did y'all need me in that conference?
I guess I could talk to the state first and then we talk to you.
Okay, I'll put you in a breakout room at the appropriate time. J.E. Robinson?
Judge, yes, I'm prepared to go forward on that plea, Judge, and then I have another announcement.
Okay, let's bring up Robinson. Miss Wentz, what did you have, ma'am? You have a question?
Sorry, Your Honor. Was
No
Miss
problem.
Dorsey's plea nolo?
Dorsey. Yeah, that was a nolo.
Okay, thank you.
James Earl Robinson. No, unless Wilson. Yeah. Yeah, you can talk to this microphone. No, just stay right where you are. I'm gonna take a step this way. You can take a step towards me.
All right. This is Mr. James Earl Robinson. Is that
Judge.
correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Robinson, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Robinson, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus James Earl Robinson, 2026 CR 04388 for criminal trespass, count 1, and drug objects, count 2. Mr. Lynch is representing you from the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Judge, she pleads guilty to count 1. Count 2 will be null pros pursuant to the plea, I believe.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty to count 1, count 2 will be null pros. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things, sir?
Yes.
Factual basis and recommendation, please. Yes, Your Honor. On March 24th, 2026, officers spoke with a witness, or officers were at the location of McDonald's located at 6670 Tara Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236. When they spoke with a witness who stated that the defendant was given a criminal trespass warning previously, but then had returned to that incident location. The person that made the report showed video to the officers of the defendant walking to windows of vehicles and talking to the drivers. And this all
Ms. Adams,
I'm sorry.
I was
Yes. My
I was
apologies.
barely paying attention, but I just, for some reason, I got a worry that you might be going off the wrong police report. Am I?
Oh, I hope not. Let me double check. What was his name?
This is James Earl Robinson.
I
It's
have
a
the complete wrong file. My apologies. I don't know how I got that file. The file was right next to me. My apologies, Your Honor.
No problem.
Okay, so on March 18th, 2026, officers responded to 8189 Saxon Court, Jonesboro, Georgia, in reference to a disturbance. Officers, upon their arrival, heard loud yelling coming from inside of the residence, and then officers made contact with the victim, who stated that she wanted the defendant to leave her residence immediately. The victim advised that she had previously told the defendant not to come to her home, but that he had came anyways. The officers made contact with the defendant, who stated that the victim had invited him over to the residence. The officers also saw from speaking to the victim text messages where the victim did ask the defendant not to come to her home. As to count one, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for the time served. The balance will suspend. But the defendant is not to return to the incident location of 8189 Saxon Court, SAXON, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30238. The defendant is to have no violent or harassing contact with the victim, and the defendant is to have no new violations of law. Count two will be nullified.
How does he know the alleged victim, and what's her name again? I'm sorry.
They are, that, to my knowledge, that was his ex, but let me confirm that.
Judge, it's something along those lines. I can confirm.
Something along those lines. What's the name?
They had a relationship, Judge. I don't want to define it too concretely, but they had a relationship.
Whatever. So Mr. Robinson, I'm going to accept your guilty plea. I'll send you on count 1 to 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to 8189 Saxon Court, Jonesboro, Georgia, Clayton County, and have no violent or harassing contact with the alleged victim in this case. Count 2 will be no process. Mr. Robinson, if somebody tells you they don't want to see you, they don't want to see you. Respect people's wishes. You're not the only person whose wishes need to be respected. Your desire to see her does not trump her desire not to see you. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If y'all share children or any of that, go to court, get your rights defined, but do not impose yourself on somebody who doesn't want to see you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can go down to the downstairs.
Your Honor.
Yes.
May I get the name and spelling of the victim in this case?
Yes, please.
Yes, my apologies. One second. The victim in this case, Your Honor, that is Courtney Perkins. That's spelled COURTNEY. Perkins, common spelling.
Thank you.
All right, so Courtney Perkins. All right, next case.
Judge, if we could do Mr. Washington, Ishmael Washington. Prosecutor said she had no issue with it, so we should be good.
Mr. Washington, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
What? I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Do you
I'm sorry.
solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Ishmael Washington, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus versus Ishmael Washington, 2022 CR 01158. Hit and run accident, count 1, improper lane change, count 2, no license, count 3. You're represented by attorney Owen Lynch with the law firm of Lister Holt and Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what is your client plea to the offenses before the court?
Okay. Judge, he's pleading guilty to counts 1, 2, and 3.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty to counts 1, 2, and 3, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On September 7th, 2020, at approximately 9:15 p.m., officers responded to a motor vehicle crash that was reported at I-75 South near Forest Parkway in Clayton County, Georgia. The third-party witness called and reported that the white vehicle spun out of control and struck a median. Officers arrived, observed the crash, and observed a white Kia Optima disabled in the gore. Officers made contact with the defendant, and he asked what happened at the crash. The defendant stated that a car swerved in front of him. He stated he slammed on the brakes. And that he left, and then after the accident actually occurred, he stated that he left the scene. He stated that he did so because it was dark. The officer then, during the investigation, the officer got information from the defendant that he did not have his driver's license with him, that he did not have his a Georgia's driver's license at all. The officer conducted a GCIC check and found that the defendant does not have a driver's license. As to count 1, the state is recommending we're doing a credit for time served. I'm trying to confirm how much time he's actually served.
So
to my computer.
he's been here in Clayton County for the past 14 days approximately. Prior to that, he did 6 months in Gwinnett, and prior to that, he did 2 years in Texas prison system. So he's been continuously incarcerated for 2.5 years, but he's been in Clayton County for 14 days, and the previous 6 months was in Gwinnett County, and so that's
Okay. So accordingly, I would the state would recommend 12 months to serve 14 days, credit for the time served. The balance will be probated for the defendant to pay a $500 fine, complete 50 hours of community service, do a defensive driving course, and then the probation can terminate upon completion. As to count 2, the state is recommending a $100 suspended fine. And as to count 3, the state is recommending a $500 suspended fine.
And so, Judge, I think there might have been some miscommunication between me and Miss Adams, but instead of going back to the drawing board, I would just kind of proceed and make my own recommendation if that is okay with.
Well, now's the time to do that.
Yes, Judge. So, Judge, I certainly understand the request for probation, community service, driver improvement course. Judge, Mr. Washington, I believe, was extradited from Texas, where he served 2 years. He spent the past 6 months in Gwinnett County, and he's been in Clayton County for the past 2 weeks. This is the last thing holding him in custody, Judge. We would ask the court to consider giving him credit for the time that he spent in Gwinnett and just giving him a suspended sentence, so that he can kind of get a fresh start, Judge. I understand this is a serious offense. As far as the hit and run, his license will be suspended as a result of that, Judge. He's really just starting over right now. And so I just don't want to set him up for failure to have him reporting to probation. The other issue, Judge, is as soon as he's released from custody, he has to make it known to the parole board in Texas, and get himself, back reporting with them. So I don't know if I think him reporting in Clayton County might create an issue with that. Are you gonna have to go back to Texas? Yeah, I gotta go back. So my understanding is he's gonna have to go back to Texas as soon as he gets out of custody on his matters in Georgia, Judge.
How old are you, Mr. Washington?
I'm 38, ma'am.
Shawshank, you about to be 40 years old. Why are you doing all this foolishness? What is it? Do you not see that you're wasting your life?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Step up to the red microphone.
Oh, yes, ma'am. This is my last time. I'm done with all this. It's over with. I done had enough. I'm on the same page you on.
I mean, because at 40, this is what I envision. Let me just say, go with me on this. Whatever job or business you are in, you should be established at that point at 40. You should be thinking about, okay, so I'm paying stuff off, I'm paying stuff down. Do I want to put a little aside in case I got to buy a car, or do I want to take a little vacation? I can take this cruise, or, I can, drive somewhere and have a good time. But you out here still running with these young boys, and you 38 years old, sir. And these young boys do it a little different. You in jails, in prisons with them, and it don't make no sense. So what I'm saying to you is you're getting too old for this game. You, at this point, need to figure out what it is you're going to do with your life. And you say you're on the same page as me, but nothing happens without a plan.
Right.
You need to go somewhere and write down what those things, those skills and abilities that you have, things that you can do that will legitimately, legally make you money, and then start going in the direction of that. Do you have children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's good, because you need to really focus on you right now. You need to be so fully focused on you that you can't see to the left or the right. You need to figure out how you're going to support yourself. You need to figure out how you're going to continue with whatever court obligations that you have so that you don't mess yourself up. And you need to continue to stay out of trouble. Those are 3 things. You need to figure out a good source of income that is legal. You need to figure out how to manage your court obligations so that you don't mess yourself up and get back in jail. And the third thing is you need to not pick up any additional new charges.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you need to start writing down your goals. Write those as your 3 categories. And under those 3 headings, you need to start putting down what it is you need to do to make sure you meet those goals. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you're just out here going from day to day, there's no plan, then you plan to fail. You got to have a plan, even if that's not where you end up. Because this is not the career I thought I would end up in. It was a different career, but I somehow ended up here, which I think is where I'm supposed to be. But you got to have a plan. And if an opportunity pops up while you have this plan, then you have the basis from which to accept an opportunity. Might be a little different than your plan, but it's still going in the right direction. But when you're just out here hanging at 38 years old, you're too old for this. We clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to accept your plea, send you to 12 months to serve 14 days credit for time served. Balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. That's going to be $1,420 with the surcharges to do 50 hours of community service and to complete a driver improvement course. That driver improvement course can be found on the website for the state of Georgia Driver Services Department of Driver Services. Mr. Lynch, okay, what is it you wanted me to do? Because really,
Go ahead, Judge.
no, go ahead.
Well, what I had was basically asking for credit for time served, but I would just ask if you are gonna sentence him to the probated sentence with those conditions, that you would allow it to terminate on completion and maybe consider.
Why would I do all that, Mr. Lynch? He hit a car and ran.
I understand that, Judge.
He put lives in jeopardy.
And I can't.
And get this, the reason you want me to do those things that you're asking me for is because he has subsequent other things that he's done wrong that he's paying for, and you want me to accommodate those things at instead of going ahead and sentencing as I normally would. I'm not inclined to accommodate his other criminality.
And I understand that, Judge.
What I'm telling Mr. Washington is he needs to get his stuff together. So yes, sir.
I won't argue with anything you're stating. I understand where the court stands on this. I would just point out, Judge, the only thing about terminating on completion is that, it's going to be an issue for him to report to Clayton County when I believe he has to get back to Texas. But
well, what he got going on in Texas?
Well, I believe he's on parole, Judge. But I guess if you wouldn't consider doing it terminate on completion up front, would you consider if he can get everything turned into the court would you consider terminating on that point if he completes all?
Ms. Adams, you have any objection to what Mr. Lynch has asked for?
No, Your Honor, I'll have no objection to that.
All right, so if he completes it, then they can request termination upon completion at the completion of all of these things. Sir, don't go out there Googling a driver improvement course. You go directly to the Department of Driver Services website. They have a list of courses that are approved that will give me the certificate that I'm looking for. Those are the only ones I will accept. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, get your life together, Mr. Washington. Don't be out here being a chucklehead into your 40s and 50s, because that is not cute. It's like being the old man on the dance floor. It's not cute. All right, going back with the sheriff's office, you'll meet with probation. Count 2 will be a $100 suspended fine, and count 3 will be a $500 suspended fine. Those will run concurrent. 2 and 3 will run concurrent with count 1.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Okay, so I got Johnson, Wells, and we still have the two walk-ins. Mr. Lynch, if you ready on the walk-ins, I am too.
I'm pretty much ready on those, Judge. On Wells, Judge, I would ask if the court would consider. Well, I'm sorry. I would ask the court to reset that for 2 weeks.
All right, April 28th.
Thank you, Judge. Just to make sure we're in a position to.
All right, Wells will be April 28th. What else we got?
And then trying to see. I'm not sure what else we have. I know you mentioned Mr.
We have the two walk-ins, Bailey and the other one, and we have Johnson times 3. Everything else on the jail calendar has been addressed.
Okay, I will move towards. I'll have, I believe, a plea for Mr. Smith ready in a moment, and then I guess Ms. Tortorella will finish up with Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor, can I be placed in a breakout room with the state on the register?
Yes.
Miss Adams,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have the case numbers for the two walk-ins?
Yes, I can send those right over to you.
Thank you.
Are we ready on anything?
Judge, I'm ready on, but I don't see Miss Adams, but I am ready on Mr. Smith to walk in.
Okay.
And then,
Is Miss Adams still in the breakout room?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And Judge, I believe we're ready on, you ready on, you wanna go ahead and do Johnson? Reginald Johnson, and then I'm ready on the, just go ahead.
What are we ready on?
Reginald Johnson, and then we're ready on everything, Judge.
All right. All right, so, Mr. Johnson has 3 cases. Is he up?
They're bringing him out, Your Honor.
All right, so I need the other 2 cases because I only have 1 on this calendar.
So, the other 2 criminal trespass cases, the first one is 2026 CR 02157. And the second one is 2026 CR 03268. Is that correct, ASG Adams? I think that's.
And they're both
Yes.
only criminal trespass?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Could you repeat the first one again, please?
It's 2026 CR 02157.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Johnson, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Johnson, you're before the court on 3 cases. 2024 CR 05670, battery family violence, count 1. Battery, count 2. Simple battery family violence, count 3. Simple battery, count 4. Ms. Tortorello, what is your client plea to the offenses before the court on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding is that the battery family violence will be reduced to disorderly conduct. And to that charge, you will be pleading nolo.
Okay, has the accusation been amended?
Not yet. I'm trying to log into CPU8 right now, but I'm actually running into an issue right now because I'm using my loaner computer. So I might need to take a second to get that taken care of.
Okay, and he'll be entering a plea to disorderly conduct of guilty?
Nolo.
Well, okay, and on case 2026 CR 02157 for criminal trespass?
That will be a nolo, Your Honor. Nolo in all 3 cases.
Okay. All right, Miss Adams, when that's amended, let me know.
Judge, I've amended it.
All right, is it an additional, is it a number 5 or is it replacing the number?
It's number 1.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, you're entering a plea of NOLO to count 1, which has been amended to disorderly conduct state. Counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be will merge. I'm sorry, will be no pros per the agreement. I'm sorry, counts 2, 3, 4 will be no pros per the agreement with the state. This case will run concurrent with 2026 CR 02157. The sole charge on that is criminal trespass, which is also going to be a NOLO plea, which will run concurrent with 2026 CR 03268, which is a criminal trespass case for and also a NOLO plea. By entering the NOLO pleas to each of these 3 cases before the court, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself, and if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things, sir? All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On September 23rd, 2023, officers were dispatched to 1462 Cambridge Court. Riverdale, Georgia, 30296, located in Clayton County, in reference to a domestic violence call. Upon arrivals, officers spoke with the victim, who stated that his uncle came out, he was outside playing basketball with his friends when his uncle, who is the defendant, came outside yelling at him and began to approach him. As the defendant got within arm's reach of the victim, the defendant punched the victim in the face 3 times, causing him to bleed.
Okay, go on.
As to count 1, the state is recommending 12 months. And this sentence will be the global offer for all the cases, all 3 of the cases. But as to count 1, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 60 days. Credit for the time served. Balance will be probated for the defendant to enroll in an inpatient mental health program at the Riverwood Behavioral Health Center, located at 223 Medical Center Drive, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274. And the defendant is be transported to the directly to that facility on April 17, 2026. As to the case ending in 05670, counts 2, 3, and 4 will be dismissed.
All right. So Ms. Tortorello, anything on behalf of Mr. Johnson? I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear my audio?
I can hear you, Ms.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, Your Honor. Only to clarify that the sheriff's office will transport Mr. Johnson on the 17th to Riverwood.
Okay.
That be the transport.
Have y'all clarified that with the sheriff's office?
Jay said it in disposition. I have not.
Okay, so here's the thing. Y'all have to recognize that the sheriff is a constitutional officer. I don't have any more ability to compel him to use his resources than I do for any other constitutional officer or officer of this government. I can order it, but if he doesn't have those things available, then that puts him in a bind. So what I suggest is when we are making these offers, that we pull in all of the parties involved, because I can't just decide that he will have the ability to make that happen. Not to mention, they also have requirements like, is there a contact person at the facility that they need to release this gentleman into that particular person's custody? Do they just get there and just drop him off on the curb? Like, there are some things that need to happen before I can order the sheriff to do those things. And so I will put in the order, but I'm going to need a separate transport order drafted with all of the information about who is the contact person, what time he needs to arrive, all of those things. Because just telling the sheriff that drop him off on the 17th, what if they're not available until after midnight on the 16th? Then they're running into morning of the 17th and nobody's there.
Yes, Your Honor.
We got to think through these things. So, Mr. Johnson, on case 2024 CR 05670, count 1, NOLO, to disorderly conduct, the amended charge, I will accept that. And it's 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served. Balance will be probated for you to receive inpatient treatment at the Riverwood Mental Health Program. And you will be transported per this order and a separate order by the sheriff's office to that facility on April 17th, 2026. This will run concurrent with the case 2026 CR 03268, same sentence. This will also run concurrent with case 2026 CR 02157 for criminal trespass, same sentence. And those criminal trespasses for those 2 additional cases will be NOLO pleas, which the court will accept. All right. So Ms. Tortorella, go ahead and get me all the information you can give me, including a contact number in that order, and go ahead and let Ms. Adams review it and send that over to me so I can put that as a order to the sheriff's office so they have enough information to be able to make that happen.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. So I believe that concludes the arraignment calendar. Let's go ahead and do the walk-ins.
Yes, Judge. I have Mr. Smith coming forward. And that's 2019 CR 11369.
Yeah, Miss Arnold sent it to me. 1 second. All right. So this is Mr. Smith.
Yes, Judge.
All right. 2019 CR 11369. Mr. Smith, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. You're before the court for criminal trespass. You're represented by Attorney Owen Lynch with the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Judge, she pleads no contest.
By entering a plea of NOLO, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On December 15th, 2019, officers responded to 1306 Bethsaida Road in reference to a domestic disturbance. Upon arrival, officers made contact with one of the victims, who advised that her sister's boyfriend, who is the defendant, damaged a bedroom door inside of their home. It was reported that the defendant arrived to the home to retrieve some of his personal items. When he went inside, went to go retrieve some shoes from inside of a room, the door was locked, and the defendant then kicked the door, causing damage to the door so that he can retrieve the shoes. The damage costed about $100. The state is recommending 12 months to serve 3 days. The balance is probated for the defendant to pay restitution in the amount of $100.
Question. Have we been in contact with the alleged victims in this case?
Right.
Have we been in contact with the alleged victim in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Okay, and they're wanting the $100?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, and the defendant is not to return to the incident location of 1306 Bethsaida Road, Riverdale, Georgia.
All right.
And the defendant is to have no contact with the victims, Marsha Hawkins, Cassandra Hawkins. Those are the two victims.
All right. Mr. Lynch?
Judge, that is essentially what we agreed to. I believe the state also does not object to probation terminating on completion. So basically, when he pays that restitution, he can be off probation, and that's what I'm asking that the court order.
That works. All right. So, Mr. Smith, I'm going to accept your plea of nolo. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served. Balance will be probated for you to pay a fine pay restitution in the amount of $100 to Marsha Hawkins or Cassandra Hawkins. Which one?
I spoke with Ms. Marsha Hawkins.
Okay, to Marsha Hawkins through probation. So you will pay that through probation. As soon as you pay it, you'll be off probation. You're not to go back to 1306 Bethsaida Road, Riverdale, Georgia, Clayton County. You're also not to have any contact with Marsha Hawkins or Cassandra Hawkins. You are free to go at this time. What you're going to do is you're going to go outside. You're going to go to your right to the next courtroom, courtroom 305. You'll meet with probation officer, the probation expert, Ms. James, who's going to get you signed up for probation. She's going to explain anything you need to know. The quicker you pay off the $100, the quicker you'll be off probation. So please make that happen as soon as possible. You'll pay it through probation, and then will be done with this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just step outside and go next door. All right, Bailey.
You ain't gonna have no more. I got Mr. Bailey. Before we go forward, I'm just me and Miss Adams are exchanging a few text messages. If you could just give me one moment. can go ahead and come stand next to me. I'm just.
All right, sir, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Roderick Bailey, you are before the court on first case 2024 CR 00216 for driving on a suspended or revoked license, count 1, no license, count 2, following too close, count 3, child restraint violation, count 4. I'm sorry. Why did they all say count? Oh, count 4. The next case is giving false name, address, or date of birth, count 1. False name, address, or date of birth, count 2, and stop or yield sign violation, count 3. That's on case 2025 CR 05270. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
So, Judge, on the case ending in 00216, we're going to, as to driving on a suspended license, we're going to ask that the court accept a no-low plea if he's eligible. I believe Ms. Adams is verifying that. We're going to, count 2 is going to be null pros pursuant to the agreement. Count 3 is a no contest plea, and count 4 is a guilty plea.
Okay. All right, and as to 2025 CR 05270. Do we have a plea for the next case?
I'm sorry, Judge. I do apologize. So it's going to be a no contest plea to count 1. I believe the state has agreed to null pros count 2. Ms. Adams can confirm that. If I misunderstood, I apologize. And then it's going to be a guilty plea to count 3.
All right. By entering a plea of nolo to counts 1 and 3 and a guilty plea of count 4 to case 2024 CR 00216, and by entering a plea on case 2025 CR 05270 of nolo to count 1 and guilty to count 3, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I guess I'll start off with the I'm sorry, which case were we which case number were you specifically asking
So
about?
for the case number ending in 00216, we don't mind stipulating to a factual basis as their traffic offenses, but however, whatever the court's pleasure.
Okay, that's fine.
So just recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty, as to count 1, this is the defendant's second arrest in 5 years. For this, so the state is recommending a $1,000 fine. For count 2, we will be moving to no price. Count 3, the state is recommending a $100 fine, and we will request a restitution hearing. And for count 4, the state is recommending a $50 fine.
All right.
Judge, that is my understanding. And as far as the fines are concerned, if he could be granted 60 days to pay those, And then.
So he gonna pay $1,420 and then an additional $83.25, then an additional $153 in 60 days. That's $1,600.
So they can put you on. Sure. Judge, he's indicating he can make that happen, but so
Mr. Bailey, let me tell you what happens if it doesn't happen. If you fail to pay it within 60 days, an arrest warrant can issue. Do you want to go to jail again, or do you want to give yourself more time to get it done? Because my understanding is you probably got some more fines coming because we haven't even heard about the second case.
So you just have to pay it within a year, within the probation period. But if you get it paid off, then you're off probation. If you think that's more realistic, that's probably what we should ask. Judge, I think in light of what you're suggesting, we would ask the court to allow him to pay those fines on pay-only probation. We would ask the court to consider waiving the probation fees and allowing his probation to terminate, of course, when he finishes paying off the fines.
Yeah, let me hear about the other case first. 2025 CR 05270. Factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On October 3rd, 2024, at approximately 2 p.m., officers observed the officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle because they observed the defendant's vehicle failed to come to a full and complete stop at the stop sign located at the intersection of College Street and Robin Lane, and that's located in Clayton County. When officers approached the vehicle and did their investigation, the officers asked the defendant for his name and date of birth or to identify himself, and the defendant identified himself using the name Ronald Jenkins and the date of birth October 1, 1992. His name is Roderick Bailey, and his birthday is May 19th, 1993. As to count one, the state is recommending a $200 suspended fine. As to count three, the state is recommending a $100 suspended fine. And then count two will be no cost.
All right. So as to the case ending in 00216, count one is $1,000 fine. That'll be $1,420. Count two will be no pros. Count three is $100 fine plus a restitution hearing to be set. The $100 fine is going to be $153, and count four is a $50 fine. That'll be $83.25. Mr. Bailey, please be mindful that if you put a child in your car, that child has to have the proper restraints. If you stop the car abruptly, the child will not stop, so they could go straight through the windshield. You don't want to be responsible for the death of a child, so please make sure you are mindful of that. So I'll give you 12 months probation, pay only probation. Once those fines and fees are paid, then your probation can terminate. This will run concurrent with the case 2025 05270. Count one is a NOLO plea, a $200 suspended fine. Count two is no pros, and count three is a guilty plea, $100 suspended fine. Sir, we can open phones with our faces and our fingerprint. So I don't know why you thought you could give a false name or date of birth and they wouldn't know who you are. That's just dumb. Don't do dumb stuff. We clear? And you just earned yourself 2 more state charges for your record, as opposed to getting a ticket for running a stop sign. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So ticket versus 2 things you are arrested for. Does that make any sense?
Yes, I understand.
How old are you?
32.
How?
32.
You too old to be doing dumb things. You too old to not be thinking through your choices and making good choices and knowing what the consequences will be. You too old for that. You too old to put a baby in or a child in a car without a proper restraint. You too old to be given false name, date of birth. You too old for that. That's what immature people do. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, get it together. All right, so you're gonna go on probation. You're gonna walk out of the courtroom, go right next door to the second courtroom, courtroom 305, to your right. You're gonna meet with the probation expert, Ms. James. She's gonna explain probation for you, pay only probation. Also be mindful that you will get a notice in the mail for your restitution hearing for the following too closely. The quickest way to get rearrested is to fail to report to probation. So you need to pay and you need to report. As soon as you have paid all of the fines and fees, then your probation will terminate. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. No, there was no count 5. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Don't leave the building without seeing probation. All right. That, I believe, is the last case.
Yes, Judge. Thank you for entertaining that, Judge.
And my boss has told me, Mr. Lynn, don't make it a habit of add-on.
I understand that, and this just kind of happened, but I understand that I was pushing the limits, and
yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Y'all have a great day.